coverage of this big Super League game. Particularly, its significance has grown in the last 2 hours with St Helens having a win in very controversial and fiery circumstances over Castleford, which means they are breathing down the neck of today's hosts. It is Hull KR up against Toulouse Olympique and a good crowd at the Sewell Group Craven Park. My name is Steve Maskell. Temperature in the high teens and cloudy. Our referee today is Matty Lynn, who we've called a number of times in the championship called London Broncos games. So very familiar with Matty Lynn. And I can tell you that we're underway. So as far as the teams are concerned, it's Hull KR won the toss and opted to kick off. And running left to right on your radio dial is Toulouse Olympique. And they have the ball in their own quarter as Gissom has a little bit of a run, and we've now got Hands in a dummy half, and we swing across to the left to Tropsis. And it is the Toulouse Olympique side. They are about 30 metres from their own line, and Gissom just running that short side now, and they're getting a good start to this game. It is 0-0 on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, and I will go through those teams when I get an opportunity. But it's quick hands to the right, and it is the international for Cook Islands. He gets the ball, he gets the kick in Oldberg away, but referee Matty Lynn finds that a teammate of Paul Oldberg, he touched the ball in an offside position. So Toulouse, they can get a good start to a game, and on this occasion, I think it might have been Laguerre. He had a hack at the ball, and it landed back on Ulberg, so he's in an offside position. So penalty to Hull KR, and they will spread to the left. Jack Charles is having a game today. He's played some pre-season for Hull KR, the former Hull FC man, who with Mikey Lewis dropped after being suspended. Opportunity comes to young Jack Charles. Dean Hadley has the ball in centre field. Also a bit of injury to Tyrone May, so he's also not playing today. We'll go through those teams when we get a bit of a gap in play. Right now it's Ryan Hampshire with the ball, and it goes off to the left to Broadbent, and Tom Davies goes in to pick up the ball from dummy half on the right hand side of the field. Just 10 metres out, Hull KR on the attack, Toulouse defending, and a lost ball from Tom Lamone, and that was a let-off for the Toulouse boys, who's passed the ball under a lot of pressure from Arthur Moore. And now it is the Toulouse team who are working the ball out of their own quarter, and if we have an opportunity, we'll take those. We've got to do round the grounds and all that sort of stuff. So right now we're going to stay with the players. Just on this tackle on his own quarter, and it's Toulouse Olympique in possession on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. It is 0-0, Hull KR and Toulouse, and play comes back to the centre of the field. It's Hands at dummy half. He decides to go to the short side. Hands puts it back to Davies' wing, but Morg, is back there to collect it, and he does a good job, Morg, of collecting that little kick from Hands. Hull KR, they won the only game between their sides this year so far, 46-0 in April. They were defeated 34-28 at home on Tuesday night to Warrington, and they are under a bit of pressure, as I mentioned, with Castleford having a win earlier in the afternoon. It's a fumble in centre field from the Hull KR men. Peter Hickory got up a bit too quick to play it back to Jez Litton, and our referee Matty Lynn says scrum down, and it's going to be a feed to the men in blue. 0-0 it is on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. That's Hull KR at home to Toulouse. You're on rugbyleaguehub.com. and scrum's going to go down right in front of the post. And was there time to give you the teams? Not quite. It's out of the scrum now, and it goes back to the short side of Pacelli coming in from the back. And now Stefani winds up, engages the defensive line, and now through hands, they use the they use the short side, and the defence is equal to the task. The referee says offside. So the ball came out there, and it could have been easily a penalty maybe the other way, or a decision the other way with the ball coming loose. But it was Key Ward, I think, a very impressive player who's joined Toulouse from Queensland. Now Romanos engages the defence. Let's get things back up to the here and now with Toulouse on the attack. Holkayar defending. Nice pass to Rob Butler there, I think it was. Joe Cador, in fact. And now it is on the attack, right in centre field. Toulouse trying to register first points in this match through Belmas. High hand to dummy half. Looks right, goes left. He finds Lacan, and it's a fumble. It's a fumble from Tropis, the centre. And that is a let-off, if ever there was one. And a good opportunity to go through the whole KR team. Will do it from fullback. And second names only to save time. Morg, Davies, Hiku, Broadbent, Burgess, Hampshire, Charles, Sue, Litton, Amone, Hadley, Batchelor, Lawton, and the bench is Michella, Luckley, Martin, and Gorman. And we might have time, excuse me, to go likewise for Toulouse as the scrum packs. Polselli, Laguerre, Tropis, Keyward, Ulberg, Lacans, Rouge in the halves, Belmas and Romanos, Stefani, Jussom and Kator. The bench is Marion, Chan, Toliafoa, Wallace, and 18th man is Gorriguez. And a penalty off the back of that scrum win from Holkayar. Too early to break the Toulouse men. Maybe Lynn puts his arm in the air. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough here. As you can tell, Holkayar on the attack now through Amone in centre field. He struggles in a tackle before being turtled. Jez Litton comes into dummy half, and he finds on the short side Hadley, and Hadley goes back to Morg, and then it's working that right channel. Hiku coming across to perform dummy half duties. We go back to Charles in centre field. Litton playing the ball player, the pivot, and he has a run in Broadbent, looks like, and Hampshire, in fact it was. He gets to his feet and plays the ball, and Holkayar just snaffle another few metres. And now Lawton gives it back to Charles. Charles with a kick to the right corner, and Laguerre has to shield his eyes against the sun, and it comes down. It was the last tackle, and as I said, Laguerre had a lot of trouble seeing that ball in the evening sky. But it is a Toulouse ball on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard. It is 0-0 Holkayar and Toulouse with 7 minutes gone. And you're on Rugby League Hub, where too much league is never enough. And this is an important game for both teams, but obviously especially for the men in white they are today, because they are just clear to 6th spot after a big win for St Helens just a short time ago. They finished the game with 10 men, would you believe, as Joe Burgess takes the downfield kick, and he's well chased and well held in his own quarter, just on his own side of halfway, 10 metres into touch on the left-hand side of the field. That's your group, Craven. back with him now after that turnover, and just checking a few technical aspects as we are on air. You can hear me as far as I can ascertain, and here on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, it is 0-0, Hull KR and Toulouse at Sewell Group Craven Park in Super League as Joe Cator just lifts his, in fact it was Stefani, he's tackled right on halfway, and at the end of the set we've got Rouge playing in the halves, and he has a nice pass off to Romanos. Romanos plays the ball very quickly, and is the kick at the end of the set right into the corner, and a really tricky bounce for Arthur Moore. But Arthur Moore takes the ball just in from the left touchline, 10 metres in from touch on the left-hand side of the field on a sunny but kind of slightly autumnal day at Sewell Group Craven Park. And now a fumble for OKR as they attempt to run the ball out of trouble. And referee Matty Lynn saw something in that tackle that he did not like. He thought the ball was reefed out of Tom Davies' hands, and I thought it was a bit of a loose carry on the Cheers Boston replay. Cheers Boston replay, there's accidental contact with a defender over the top. That was enough to attract a penalty from referee Matty Lynn. And it's Hull KR with the tap. A scrum line on the left-hand side of the field, just short of halfway. And Jez Litton finds Tom Lamone in centre field. Doesn't get far. OKR just trying to up the pace here, and they shift 2 or 3 to the left. Jack Charles and Ryan Hampshire combine before Peter Hiku engages the defence some 10 metres in for touch on the right now. So they've covered the field from left to right. And it's Suaso Sue standing in the tackle. Eventually he gets up to play the ball. A quick dart from Jez Litton back to Dean Hadley. Dean Hadley looks one way, decides to go back the other. And Jack Charles has the ball, and he gives it back to that man, Batchelor. Batchelor plays it real quickly, and they're backpedaling now. It's a little kick from Litton. The ball's on the ground. Gets cleaned up at the back there by Toulouse. And there was by Jassong. He's everywhere, it's just on. Oh! Possible charge! Excuse me. Got a terrible cough, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell. Just turn the mic down to spare you that. Hopefully a bit better now. So there, a shoulder charge, no further action. We might see it on the Cheers Boston replay. But in any case, it is the tap to Toulouse Olympique. And they are almost at halfway, and they decide to use the short corridor down the left-hand side of the field, and they're getting plenty of purchase as Hands goes into dummy half after the run from McCann. He comes back to Cator in centre field, trying to create a bit of space on the right. And Rouge got involved there. And now we come back to Cator on the open side with his sort of fast, pumping legs. And now Hands gets into dummy half. McCann puts a little kick behind the line. And it looks like it's a fumble. It's a fumble. Referee Matty Lynn. It's Arthur Morg, he kind of collapsed as you're coached to do, down to clean up the kick. And once more, I've got to say, on the Cheers Boston replay, there was nothing wrong with that. But there's a captain's challenge there. I think it's a good challenge. There was no fumble there. There was no fumble there from Arthur Morg. He turned around to clean up the kick from McCann, and maybe touchy tipped off the referee Matty Lynn that there had been a fumble. But the Cheers Boston replay is challenge successful, no error, and it's going to be a handover. So if we go back to, we rewind 3 or 4 minutes to where it's the end of the set, and the ball has been turned over, and Hull KR will cart it out of their own. And Joe Burgess comes in off his wing for a little bit of a run. And I've got to say, Mikey Lewis is on the bench and is rugged up. You would think it's very cold, but he's actually got the visor over it, or those zips. He's got it pulled all the way up, so you can't see his face. Tom Amone charging down the short side. I think I've done with the coffee and home from the Jesuit. Done halfway, his arms around. End of the set, goes back to Jack Charles. Gets a kick away, and it's well taken by Polselli. And he has a bit of a run across field, and he looks like he might have been taken a little bit high. That's the appeal, but not the case. But now we do have a penalty. Offside. Penalty to Toulouse. OKR. They dropped Mikey Lewis and Tavita Pangai Jr. after they were suspended. That doesn't make sense. Perhaps, so let me explain. Because they had a midweek match, they could have played today, those two players. They're both banned for indiscretions, and the coach decided he was going to drop them. Toulouse failed to find touch, and Tom Davies comes up with the ball. And now it's Holkar in the attack. They are right on halfway. The Catalans comes to the scoreboard. It is 0 Holkar and Toulouse. 0 Holkar and Toulouse. Jez Litton in centre field. He finds Jack Charles out to Dean Hadley. He gets to his feet very quickly. He's on the Toulouse quarter line now, and they give the ball a bit of width. Shifts it from left to right. And there's Arthur Moore, who fumbles behind him. Referee says play on, Matty Lynn. And now a broken tackle from Batchelor. Batchelor gets to his feet quickly. They work that short side through late in the tackle count as Moore gets involved, as does Jack Broadbent. Great play, Jack Broadbent, isn't he? Fielding at fullback for Morgan. Now he's playing in the centres. And we got to the end of the set there. We got a handover. And this is these two sides are still very much feeling each other out. It's a bit of a game of chess, just trying to get through their sets and get the kick away and then chase. That's pretty much the name of the game on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. 15 minutes gone at Sewell Group Craven Park. It's 0-0, Hull KR in Toulouse. And if we get the opportunity, we might go round the grounds. 1 second. Kick for touch on the right-hand side of the field, and touch is found by Paul Alberg. Goes and collects the ball off the ball boy, and he tosses it into centre field. And we're underway now with Toulouse on the attack. And Cator just motors into the defensive line, and now darting out a dummy half his hands. And Hands gives it back to the short side to Lacani. Gets the ball away. He's got a couple of players in support for Selling, moving up from the fullback position, and eventually to Hull KR. Hull KR defence wheels them in, and they are in the shadows of their own posts as the ball is played in centre field. And once more on that left-hand side of the field they attack before bringing it back through McCann to the left. And now Jassom running on that fringe, trying to break through. He wrestles with the defence, gets to his feet, gets up, plays the ball back to the centre. It's a kick right under the post. Got a few chasers. Dribbles over again, ball like Ben Kenner who collects it. OKR come up with the ball, and there's Tom Davies coming in off his wing, and that was a new thing from the point of view of OKR. They were placed under lots of pressure there. But on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, with 17 minutes gone at Sewell Group Craven Park, the scoreline remains 0-0. And now it's OKR on the attack. Dean Hadley's got the ball, Jez Linton. Dean Hadley drops it. And that is a let-off for the visitors, the Toulouse Olympic team. Welcome back to RugbyLeague.com's coverage of this important Super League game. It's Hull KR at home to Toulouse Olympique. And the scoreline's 0-0. These sides still feeling themselves out. Quite remarkable scenes earlier with Jackson Hastings sent off, if you're just catching up with that. Sent off for punching Tyler Dupree of Castleford. And as Tyler Dupree was sent to the sin bin for retaliating, he shoved his own coach, who was trying to stop him from following Hastings down the tunnel. Something out of the 80s earlier this afternoon. But now it's Toulouse through Laguerre, creating the extra man on the left-hand side of the field. And play comes back to Lacan. Lacan kicks. He's got 2 or 3 chases. Oh, brilliantly taken out of the air by Joe Burgess. Joe Burgess came from his wing and went up like an AFL player to take that kick, and it was a dangerous one. So maybe we'll start as we go round the grounds with the NRL scores today, and there've been 3 matches, and it was absolutely awesome that we on Rugby League Hub, we had our own people at Allianz Stadium this morning. And really want to thank John O'Farr and our main commentator as I check those scores. Nicholas Cunyac, I want to thank him for their sterling work this morning. So in the first match this morning, Newcastle beaten at home 44-24 by Manly. In the second match at Homebush, it was 45-26, the Warriors over South Sydney. And in our broadcast match, it was 44-14, Canterbury over St George Illawarra. So all 3 of the home teams losing this morning. As we come back to the live action at Sewell Group Craven Park, where we're bringing you the action between Hull KR and Toulouse. And it's 0-0 as Paul Alberg wrestles with a couple of defenders and plays the ball on the right-hand side of the field, 10 metres in from touch, and they are right on halfway. They have plenty of width. They're giving the ball plenty of air to lose, and it looks like we're going to break through there on the left-hand side of the field from Tropis. He gets up and plays the ball back to Laguerre. Laguerre comes back to Lacan. Lacan kicks to the right. He's got a couple of chases, and it goes between the legs of Joe Burgess, loses it behind him. Referee Matty Lynn says play on. It was a great run from Tropis, a big don't argue to his countryman Arthur Warg. And that was also a fortunate decision at the ball. Well, now we've got an error forced. It looks like we may have had while we were looking at replays, Jack Broadbent came for a run. He got up too quickly to play the ball right on his own line and dropped his lollies. So a lost ball on the Hull KR line by Jack Broadbent, and this is a great opportunity for Toulouse to get the first points of this match. Going into the game, Hull KR 6th in Super League, 15 wins and 8 losses. Toulouse 10th, 7 wins and 16 losses. Ball's out of the scrum, will stay with it as Key Ward bounces out of 1, bounces out of 2, changes the point of attack. Oh, he throws a great pass as well to Jassom, and Jassom is tackled just a metre short. Jassom struggling to get to his feet. They might attract a penalty here. Hull KR look offside, but Kator, he does a pirouette in centre field. They're under a lot of pressure, Hull KR, and now it's Hands at dummy half, and it comes back to the open side. It goes out to Olberg. You can see the line. He offloads back in field. It's a jumble of players, and it is Dean Hadley who comes up with the ball, and that was a near thing for Hull KR, and now it is Morg, and Morg is darting upfield, but it was a desperate lobbed infield pass for Paul Ulberg, and he tried to get a foot to it. Did Key Ward. He raced through trying to hack it ahead. It was eventually dived on by Dean Hadley, who put his head where most would not put their feet. And now Elliot Minchella comes on. He gives Tom Amone a spell. Jez Linton, the dummy half. Dean Hadley's involved again. 0-0 on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard at Sewell Group Craven Park. It is Hull KR at home to Toulouse Olympique. And it is the kick goes downfield. Laguerre is back to collect it. He glides across field, steps off his right, and then straightens up. He's in centre field now. And Toulouse, they're all over again. They almost got a try there, I guess, really forcing that error for Jack Broadbent, dropping it on his own line. They probably, Sylvain Hules would perhaps expected points to have resulted from that. Not so, as the ball is moved around in centre field, and Toliafoa is on now. He's come off the bench and he's bounced out of a couple of tackles, and now they've got a bit of width on the right, spreading the ball left to right, but one of the big forwards there in Romanos decides just to straighten things up. It's a kick at the end of the set, and there's a good chase on, and the Frenchman Morg is under it, and he goes to ground quickly, and now quickly gets to his feet, and that man Burgess has a little bit of a run, just taking, as I like to say, taking a bit of pressure off his forwards. And now it's Hull KR on the attack, and Jez Linton picks it up one-handed in centre field. He's a dynamic runner of the footy, isn't he? He almost reaches halfway, and now it's a kick from Jack Charles. And Jack Charles's kick is not an easy one to take, but I'll tell you what, Luke Pacelli makes it look easy. And now it's Toulouse once more, getting involved in the what do they call it? What's that expression? Get involved in the washer. That's it, the washer. They're involved in the washer again now as Laguerre bounces out of one or two, and he attracts a penalty for Tom Davis not getting to his feet quickly enough. And on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, it's 0-0 Hull KR at home to Toulouse. And earlier today in Super League, we had look, from a news point of view, an absolutely sensational game with the St Helens side having Jackson Hastings set off, then having two other players sent to Sydney, finishing the game with 10 men. But above and beyond that, Tyler Dupree, who he punched, pushed his own assistant coach, who was trying to stop him from getting to Jackson Hastings in the tunnel. It was unbelievable. Anyway, Toulouse on the attack now. Hands back to Lacan. He's got a runner on an angle, and it could be, he's almost there. Very, very close, just a sliver away from the try line as they give the ball some air, and there's a kick from Rouge out to the wing, and it's tapped over the dead ball line by Joe Burgess, and it's going to be another set of 6. Unbelievable pressure Hull KR are under, and I guess from a Toulouse point of view, you would say that they would want to come up with some points pretty shortly with the pressure that they are applying. Our video referee today, by the way, is James Vella. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Hull KR have won 4 of the last 5. Toulouse have lost 4 in a row. And they get the ball back from the line dropout. They do. It's a great chase from Peter Hiku. And he gets over the top of Laguerre and manages to get the Steeden back for Willie Peters' men. And that is another let-off and a lot of resilience there from Hull KR. The scoreline at Sewell Group Craven Park remains 0-0 Hull KR and Toulouse with 12 minutes to go in the first half. Dean Hadley wrestles with three defenders. He's turtled in centre field on his own side of halfway. Jez Litton gives the ball back to Charles, and Charles with a looping kick. Laguerre is under it. Laguerre takes it on the run, and he steps in a sort of classy fashion before engaging the defence of Elliot Minchella on his own quarter-way line. And now it's a spread from left to right as Ethan Key Ward. Oh, he's taken a little bit high there by that man Batchelor, and it was a not much in that, no force at all, just up over the shoulder, and he was stepped. Key Ward stepped Batchelor, and that means we're going to have a kick for touch on the left-hand side of the field. Oh, and it doesn't find touch. It's tapped infield by Davies. He gets a hand to it anyway. Touchy says it did get there. So now we're going to have the Toulouse side on the attack, turning those screws again. And they have been camped in their own half. The world champions so far, Anthony Marion on the field. Joe Cador is off. And now Talia Foa has a bit of run with the Dreads trailing in his wake. And it's Hands at dummy half now. And he has a Stefani in centre field. And they're just skirting on the outside of the ruck. A one-handed offload back to Polselli. Polselli dances around in centre field looking for an opportunity. Beats one, beats two. Now they've got all our numbers, but that pass was knocked down, and just as well it was there by Jack Charles, because that was a try. That was a try in the offing, and we should have a restarted tackle count as Taliafoa roars into the hit line. And they are really, really setting up shop down here to lose. And there's Chan. Hands at dummy half. Hands got some extra men on the right here, just on the fringes, and we've got a try. It's Matthew Jassom. And finally, points in this game. And on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, Toulouse have taken a 4-0 lead. It is Toulouse 4, Hull KR 0 with a kick to come. We're back on rugbyleaguehub.com, where too much league isn't enough. And I am bringing you all the action from Sewell Group Craven Park. And Matthew Jassom, he's been the best player, I think. Well, maybe with an exception of Oli Ashol-Bott this year for Toulouse. And he was thrown a lovely pass on the Cheers Boston replay by Rouge. If you're a fan of Cesar Rouge, you will love that pass, because Jassom just positioned himself just outside the defensive umbrella, and it was a high risk pass and a lot of traffic with the defence converging, and it was perfectly thrown and perfectly taken, and the goal is good from Rouge. And on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, it is Toulouse 6, Hull KR 0, Toulouse 6, Hull KR 0. And if we get the opportunity, we'll go around the grounds. Now, there are 3 Super League games, not quite back-to-back today. The first one, 36-12, St Helens beating Castleford in a very, very controversial match. And coming up after this, right here, don't go anywhere, on Rugby League Hub. And remember, all the games now have their own link. So go to rugbyleaguehub.com and look for the link. It's Catalans at home to Hull FC. We'll be bringing you that game at 8 p.m. UK. Or as you come back to the live action of the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, it's Toulouse 6, Hull KR 0, and in centre field, it is the men from Toulouse who are using their guile to kind of, I guess, spot some of the smaller players like Jack Charles. and also Ryan Hampshire, and trying to work them over a little bit. But now we've got a kick from Lacan on the last, and he's well taken at the back by Arthur Morg. 6-0 it is, Toulouse over Hull KR in Super League. And we have 7 minutes to go until half-time. And trying not to concede a penalty. Arms in the air from Toliafoa, but it didn't work. He just gave himself up. Matty Lynn has given a penalty to Hull KR in centre field. And they will kick for touch. And yes, we'll see what happens. But yes, for some reason we've got a replay now of Romanos, or Chan, sorry, lashing out perhaps when he had the ball. I'm not sure what happened there, but in any case, all you need to know is that touch has been found on the left-hand side of the field, and it is Hull KR on the attack through Lytton. And Lytton goes back to Hadley, and Hadley is tackled just short of halfway, and he has gone down. He has an injury. I think it's Hadley. Anyway, he's slow getting to his feet. The referee says play on. Hull KR with the ball. They find themselves down. And it was actually, it was Hadley. And he's receiving some attention now. A bit stunned and might end up in the HIAs. Petahiku screams into the clear, and he's got support in field. It looks like Elliot Minchella. And it is Elliot Minchella with a try. And they've hit back. They're under all sorts of pressure early in this game from Toulouse. But now it's Elliot Minchella with the touchdown, the captain. And the scoreline ticks over to 6-4 on the Catalans Sports Tours scoreboard. That is 6-4. Toulouse leading Hull KR with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. And if we look at the break from Petahiku, the New Zealand Test Centre, he just did that kind of skipping action on the Cheers Boston replay that you'll be very familiar with. And he scores between the posts. So this will be a pretty easy conversion attempt from Arthur Morg. Reece Martin, Reece Martin, I think, has come off the bench, so he'll be taking the goal-kicking duties. And it looks like perhaps Wilmslow is checking the try. So Martin is not in a hurry at all to take this kick. But on the Cheers Boston replay, it was Petahiku bouncing as he does. And Elliot Minchella, who has only had one appearance for England, that was in Toulouse a couple of years ago against France. So there you go, there's a coincidence. His only appearance is in Toulouse. And now he's just got to try against Toulouse. How about that? So now Reece Martin has returned to the coalface of kicking this goal. He takes his time, he steps to the left, side on, eyes the footy, and he's about to move in and strike the ball. Can't see him missing, and he has it. So there we go. It's a try to Elliot Minchella, a goal to Reece Martin on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard. It is 0-0. Hull KR at home to Toulouse Olympique. My name is Steve Mascord. I'll have a little break at half time, and I'll bring you the I won't bring anything. I'll bring a little bit of music, but after the game we will bring you the third Super League match today. We've got a new caller who I'll introduce to you in the second half, and that is also an Anglo-French clash. It's Hull FC away to Catalans as Dean Hadley engages the defence off from the kickoff. And he is just 10 metres short of his own line. And Tom Davies comes in off the wing for a bit of a scoot. And he's also brought down in centre field as Petahiku, who really did everything to score that try. He now has a little bit of a run. He's got his shorts pulled down at the back. I can inform you his undies are black today. And Tom Ramone appears to be back on for a second stint because he just carted the footy about 5 metres. A good, powerful run as you'd expect from him. And there's Jack Broadbent trying to sort of spin out of the defensive 3 Toulouse players. He's unable to do so. Jez Litton gets a kick away. And under it, on the left-hand side of the field, is Olberg comes in to assist. Referee once more saw something in there he didn't like. It was Pacelli who got under it. It was chased by Burgess, and the referee, Matty Lynn, he wants to give a penalty for basically Joe Burgess taking out the chaser or the defender, and he was going to give a penalty, and Hull KR didn't like that. And I'll actually be able to have a bit of a listen to what our video referee today has to say. Let's listen in. You won't be able to hear the video referee, but I can. I'll let you know what happens. So did Burgess touch the ball? That's the question that's being asked. But the referee thought he did and knocked it on. And the argument from Hull KR is that he didn't. So Pacelli under it. We're having a close look now at the Cheers Boston replay. And Pacelli's under the ball. And now it's Joe Burgess, who definitely touches the ball. So I can't see the decision changing. I think the decision is going to go the way of Toulouse. There was inconclusive as we get a lot in Super League, which means we have more captain's challenges, which is another story altogether. In any case, it's Toulouse to play the ball as we head into the final 3 minutes of this half. And Olberg is pushed back in the defence of 2 or 3 defenders. And now go to the open side, juggled, and a fumble by Toulouse, and the Hull KR players rush in to congratulate each other because they've forced this error. And there was a player laying in the ruck there. He shouldn't have been laying in a ruck, and therefore that pass shouldn't have been rushed as it was. So that was a bit of poor refereeing, which Matty Lynn perhaps thought he wouldn't have any impact on events, but it has, because now we've got a scrum feed right in the shadows of the uprights of Toulouse, and an opportunity for Hull KR to take the lead into half-time. Ball comes out, and it's up. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a try, as it is from the scrum. Has he scored? He has. It's a try no, referee says Arthur Morg was held up. Arthur Morg bouncing out a couple of tackles from the scrum base. Thought he put Hull KR ahead in the shadows of half-time, but referee Matty Lynn says no, held up. So let's see what the video referee has to say, and I'll have another listen in and try to relay to you. But on the Catalans Sports Tours scoreboard here on Rugby League Hub, it is 6-all. Hull KR and Toulouse, and the video referee in James Vella is checking to see if this is a try. And the way it may be chalked off is through a shepherd, an obstruction, and it looks like that this try will be chalked off because Thomas Lacan was taken out by Peter. That is the ruling. That is what referee Matty Lynn saw on the field, and that is what his video referee James Vella is going to agree, and this try will be disallowed. So the scoreline will remain 6-all. Hull KR and Toulouse, right in the shadows of half-time at Sewell at Craven Park on a warm autumnal day, and it's a penalty for an obstruction going to Toulouse. So they do have just under 2 minutes to maybe for them to take the lead. They get the penalties awarded only about 13 metres from their own line on the left-hand side of the field, just on the scrum line there. Peter taking out Thomas Lacan. That was a ruling of the video referee James Vella. And now Jasson the try scorer. He gets himself involved in the attack, as does Taliafoa. And he turns his back on the defence, and now they're working the short side, and they're up to halfway, and this time it is just Son, and he's hard to bring to ground. He's got 3 players trying to bring him down, and eventually they are successful, and now comes back in centre field to Rouge, and Rouge and Lacan combine in centre field, and it goes out to the left-hand side of the field through Key Ward, and Key Ward is tackled some 10 metres into the opposition half, and now comes back through Lacan and to Chan. And Chan has his back to the defence, and he is, Jack Charles grabs him by the leg, and it could have been a penalty conceded and another day, but as it is, it's play on. And now Hands is a dummy half. We're getting very late in the tackle count, not the last tackle yet. And Chan has another run, and there's he's got Tom Amone's got him up high, and we now come back to the open side, and it is Taliafoa. He's getting very involved. Taliafoa, he's tackled on the quarter. And Hull KR defending their line. They're actually only 10 metres out now, Toulouse, and they are right under the Hull KR post. It must have been a restarted tackle count in there somewhere, as Anthony Marion is slow getting to his feet. And now it's a nice, crafty short pass from Hands. And now it is the last tackle. Matty Lynn has his left arm in the air. What will they do? Toulouse, it goes back to Lacan. Lacan puts a kick to the men on his left. He's got a number of chases. The ball is knocked down, and it's knocked down by, that's it, it's half time. We won't see any more play in the second half. It's been my pleasure to have you here joining us on Rugby League Hub for the first half. Hull KR, one of the clubs we have the rights to do home games, and we've been doing the home games all year, and they are under the cosh at half time. It's a try to Elliot Minchella in the 35th minute, converted by Reece Martin, against Toulouse's try to Matthew Jasson in the 30th minute, converted by Cesar Rouge. Half-time at Sewell Group Craven Park. It is 6-all. I'll be back in the second half. Hello everybody and welcome back to Rugby League Hub's coverage of this pretty tense Super League game between Hull KR and Toulouse. Hull KR under a lot of pressure, the world champs, as I'm sure if you're listening to a Rugby League call, you know that. But they are struggling to stay in the top 6 of Super League, just as I do some things on my panel here in front of me. But and they are really having this game taken to them. Of course, they did make a decision not to use Mikey Lewis or Tavita Pangai Jr. in this game as we're underway, and it's on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. It remains 6-all Hull KR and Toulouse, and Jez Litton goes into dummy half now, and he has a runner in, looks like Suaso Su, who's back on the field, and then back to Dean Hadley, who doesn't seem to ever leave the field, although he did get a bit of a knock in the first half. So that's Sam Luckley, actually. It's the other bald-headed player. So, Dean Hadley, not sure about him. The set is over. The kick has gone in, and Luke Vaselli has the ball at the other end of the field. Catalans today playing in their all-blue strip and Hull KR in the white jerseys with the red shorts. Yes, so just to continue to give you a bit of context, important game for Hull KR because they, after a big win for St Helens earlier today, controversial circumstances, not the result, but some pretty amazing stuff happened in the game. That leaves them only 2 points in arrears of... it's a Bell Muss with a Joe Theismann pass to Toliafoa there. That is a bad error from Toulouse in centre field. They put a lot of pressure on Hull KR here today. They, with a bit of luck, they could have been leading this game. Might be a good time to go around the grounds, and we'll start with the NRL today. It looks like it's actually back. Actually, the tackle has been found to be high, and that led to the forward pass. So we're going to have a kick here from some 25 metres out, which would put Toulouse in front. Quickly around the grounds, home team first. Newcastle 24, Manly 44, South Sydney 26, Warriors 45, and St George Illawarra 14, Canterbury 44. And we're now waiting for Toulouse to move the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard on. It's 6-all. It was. This kick has come from... it hits a crossbar, bounces back into the field of play. You wouldn't believe it. Cesar Rouge's kick. It actually landed right in the centre of the crossbar, bounced back into the field of play, and Hull KR have cleaned it up. It's a buy a lottery ticket when you see one of those. It's very, very rare indeed, but it's also an indication of a luckless team, I guess, as Peter Hiku has the ball in centre field. Tom Ramone is tackled by Jassom, who's a Herculean player, Jassom, isn't he? And now it's Elliot Minchella, first half try scorer. But what a kick! It was actually Tropis who took the attempt and hit the crossbar. There you go. So now it's the end of the set. The clearing kick has occurred, and now Paul Ulberg for Toulouse has gone back to dummy half, and he's cleaned things up and gets to his feet, and he plays it back to Rouge. It is Toulouse working the ball out of their own quarter. And there's Toliafoa with the dreads. He engages the defence in centre field. And now it's a two-shift back to the right with Belmas and Chan. Chan's the one on halfway now. And Hands passes it back to Rouge. And he gets a kick away at the end of the set to his countryman Morg. And Morg now with that trademark sidestep. He brings play is brilliantly tackled by Jasson. Almost to the quarter-way line as Burgess comes in off his wing and has a bit of a run. He's dragged by the jumper by Belmas. And now it's Hull KR attacking from in their own quarter. And there's Jack Charles, the young Hull FC player, or former import he is, as Jez Litton goes out of dummy half but doesn't go far. He's tackled 10 metres short of halfway. And now it's Hiku again, bouncing out of tackles and trying to get the ball away. He's a class above as a ball runner, Peter Hiku. And now it's a kick out of dummy half from Jez Litton. If you're listening right at the start of the call, I had a shocking cough, which subsided. Seemed to come back a little bit at half-time. But anyway, back to the play. It's 6-all. Hull KR in Toulouse at Sewell Group Craven Park. We're 5 minutes into the second half. And here we have got a run from Taliafoa. He beats one young Jack Charles is the man he beat. Just a steamrolling run, and Charles just bounced off him. But now it's the defence is backpedaling, and they are on the attack, Toulouse. And it is shapes to kick, does Lacan, but he passes to Rouge, and Rouge instead, he gets a kick into Burgess's wing. Burgess fields the ball 10 metres from his own line on the left-hand side of the field, 20 metres in from touch, and he's well held by the chasers of the French team. And now it's Davies, Tom Davies having a bit of a run, one off the ruck. Jack Charles, he gets involved now and just decides to take the tackle of three defenders, one of whom is Hands. And now we come back to Minchella, luckily looking to offload almost to halfway. Litton a dummy half, using the short side now, and it's that man Broadbent who's brought down 10 metres into the Toulouse half. We get to the end of the set and Hampshire gets a kick away. It's a wafting one. It's allowed to bounce, and it's regathered by Hull KR, and it goes back to Morg, and Morg with an overhead pass over to that man Burgess, and Burgess puts a kick in, but it's well cleaned up there at the back by Polselli. So some basketball action there with the ball kept alive on the last. But in the end, Polselli swooped to take the little kick. So Burgess got the ball on the Cheers Boston replay. He put in a little kick for himself. It was collected by Polselli, and then Burgess tried to bundle Polselli into touch, but he wasn't able to do so. It's a Toulouse ball. They're deep in their own half through Belmas, and it's Hands at dummy half now. It goes back to Rouge. Rouge gets a kick away, and it goes back to his countryman and selection rival in the fullback position in Arthur Morg. Arthur Morg runs it at 10 metres before he's brought to ground. And now Burgess, the baby giraffe, as Andrew Johns used to call him, he has a run, one off the ruck in centre field, just short of halfway. It's the other winger, Davies now, very distinctive running style Davies, and he is tackled in centre field. So quick play the balls now, trying to exploit the markers is Jez Litton, and waving his arms around Minchella. It goes back to that man Morg, and Morg is tackled. Sorry, it's Broadbent. Broadbent luckily goes in dummy half, and Litton kicks for Burgess's wing, and Olberg gets up for it, and it's a confident take, and Olberg brings the ball back across the field to the middle of the field, and he is brought down in centre field. And now they keep wrapping to the left to Toulouse on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. It's 6-all, Hull KR in Toulouse, 8 minutes gone in the second half at Sewell Group Craven Park. And thanks for joining us and supporting us here at Rugby League Hub, as Taliafoa has a run in centre field, and he tries to get the ball away, and he's unable to do so. But initially it was Laguerre who did latch on to a late offload. And now they've got the extra man on the left of Toulouse. They definitely got a dummy thrown on the left-hand side of the field by Polselli as he made the extra man. And now Kator appears to be back on the field. Hands with a kick. into the sky, and it's Morg is unable to take it. It's still Toulouse's ball, and now Lacan gets it back to Laguerre. Laguerre has support, and the play breaks down just 5 metres short of the try line. Good flashy play from Toulouse, but it will be a handover as we look at the Cheers Boston replay. And it was a Lacan got it back to Laguerre, and then he had Troppis backing up inside him on the right-hand side of the field, but he just wasn't able to finish that. And it's a fumble. It's a fumble by Holkar, running the ball off their own line. And Belmas and Hands, they do the chest touch, the pump. We can do this now. They really believe that they can take the lead. Tom Davies waves his arm around saying sorry. It'd be great to have a look at some halftime stats. If we've got some, if we've got any. Not sure about that. We don't. Seems to be an issue with the stats, so we'll go back to the live action. But this is just to paint the picture. This is a Toulouse scrum feed right in the shadows of the Holkar posts, and this is a bit of a flashpoint for this very, very tight game with only 12 points in the first half. The ball's out of the scrum, goes off to the left, and it is Toulouse on the attack on the right-hand side of the field. Hands goes into dummy half, and it goes back to Rouge, and the ball's kept alive through Taliafoa. He bounces out of 1, bounces out of 2. Stefani gets involved, bit of pushing and shoving at the back there, and now they decide to go the open through Hands, and it comes back to that man in Taliafoa. He's involved in everything, and he's tackled in centre field, just 9 metres out. Toulouse on the attack as Rouge bounces out of 1 or 2, tries to get a late offload away, but the ball goes to ground. He tried the miracle offload where he held the defender at bay with a left hand and tried to scoop the ball out with the right. You've seen it a lot of times, and he had Taliafoa waiting for him, but it bounced off a defender. So it is a let-off for Holkar. And on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, it is 6-all, Holkar and Toulouse, with 12 minutes gone in the second half at Sewell Group Craven Park. And John Taliafoa, he's got a shiner. He's got some blood coming from his right eye, and he looks like a statue. He does. He looks like a sort of Easter Island statue with that hair the way it is, and very distinctive look. And actually the scrum seems to be waiting to pack until he actually joins it. And now it did wait for him, and it's packed. And now Jack Charles is feeding the scrum, and there's only 10 metres from the Holkar line, right in the middle of the field. And ball comes out to the way of the Robins, as you'd expect. And Hampshire is the first to have a run. Then Davies, not going very far. Good defence from Toulouse, and this game very much in the balance. Jez Litton darts out of dummy half, doesn't get far. He finds Hiku, who's been one of the better players today, and the ball sweeps off to the left. And they are trying to give their centres a bit of space. You can see that's they believe they've got some opportunities in that area. As Tom Amone has a run in centre field and plays almost at halfway. It's Holkar with the ball, Toulouse defending, and Jez Litton gets the ball on the last. He puts in a kick back to the wing of Olberg, and Olberg, the Cook Islands international, he's all over it like a rash. He takes it and he carts the ball to about 20 metres from his own line, right in centre field now. Laguerre comes in for a little bit of a run as well. And it's Toulouse just calmly working the ball out of their own quarter, and they have done that now. They are over the quarter-way line, and now Lacan picks up the ball for dummy half and goes for a bit of a run down the short side. And we're now getting towards the end of the set, but not quite. John Taliafoa gets the late offload back to Belmas. Belmas back to Rouge, and they now it's Chasson. Chasson beats 1, beats 2, gets the ball back to Hands, and Hands is brought down just on the Holkar quarter-way line, and it comes back through Lacan. and Lacan finds Stefani. He puts in a little kick. It goes behind Morg. Morg's got to go back to the ball. He falls on it, and he now will play it on his own try line. And this is a war of attrition, ladies and gentlemen, a war of attrition in East Hull. Both sides just playing out their sets, maybe lacking a little bit of brilliance. You've got no Mikey Lewis, you've got no Ollie Eshott-Bott, but you've got some hard-working players and players who are willing to put their coaches' game plans into action. And often those game plans aren't particularly exciting. It's all about territory. We've got to the end of the set now for Hull KR, and it's gone now back to Key Ward, is it? Key Ward. And he has a little bit of a run on the right-hand side of the field. And now we play back to the left through Laguerre. Laguerre is tackled almost on halfway, and it was a 3 or 4 pass shift from right to left. And now drilling right down the centre of the field is, I think it's Wallace. Wallace has come off the bench, he has. And now they've got a little bit of space, a little bit of latitude on the right as the ball goes back to Laguerre. Laguerre with a desperate pass which goes to Lacan. And Hands is a dummy half now. Hands is using his hands, pointing all over the place. He passes to Lacan now. And in centre field is the replacement, Wallace. Wallace is tackled in the shadows of the post, about 20 metres out. We get to the end of the set. It's a kick from Lacan, and there's players all over the place. Oh, and Toulouse have come up with a ball, but they just couldn't get to the line. It's going to be a handover, a good chase from the Toulouse players, and it might have been that man Wallace. It was Wallace who came up with a footy, but it was on the last, and he was well held. He's only centimetres out, though. Now it's going to be Hull KR working the ball out of their own quarter, trying to get themselves out of trouble. But on the Cheers Boston replay, it was a great chase. A great chase it was there from Pacelli as well. He was involved. And Hull KR with the ball now in their own quarter, keeping it alive, left to right, right to left. And Reece Martin, who'll be retiring after the World Cup, he is tackled just short of halfway. Jez Linton gets the kick away, and it goes once more back to Key Ward at the back, and now it's he's in the clear. Laguerre on the other side of the field. He's skirting down the right wing. He's got a man inside him, and it looks like we're going to have a Toulouse try. They're in. Toulouse through Tropis plants the ball behind the post. So much hard work in the first half from Toulouse with so little reward, and here they are with a breakaway try. Screening down the left wing was Laguerre. Tropis loomed up inside him, and on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard, Toulouse have taken the lead. It's Toulouse 10, Hull KR 6. And as we go to the Cheers Boston replay, you can see the clearing kick, and the ball spun across to the right, and Davies got up too quickly on Laguerre, and Laguerre palmed off Davies, palmed off Charles, screamed down the left wing, and Tropis loomed up inside him. Desperate diving tackle there from Broadbent, but it was too little too late. And the men from the Stade Ernest Wallon, they are leading away to the world champions. It was 46-0 to Hull KR last time these guys played, but now it's 10-6 Toulouse leading Hull KR with a kick to come. Now I think Tropis, he took the kick earlier that bounced off the crossbar. This time it's back to Rouge, and Rouge will take this kick from directly in front. And wow, Hull KR beaten at home by Warrington on Tuesday. They've dropped a couple of players basically for insubordination, and now staring down the barrel of a deficit to newly promoted, can we still say that, Toulouse. The kick is good from directly in front. And on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, it is Toulouse 12, Hull KR 6. And what a great run it was from Laguerre down that left flank. Brilliant backing up from Troppis too. And there it is, as I said, on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard. 12-6. The world champions are behind at home. And we go round the grounds earlier today in an uproarious match at St Helens with Jackson Hastings sent off for punching. St Helens finishing the game with 10 men, and Tyler Dupree pushing his own assistant coach on the sideline. 36-12 it was, full time, St Helens over Castleford at the Brewdog Stadium. But as we come back here to Sewell Group Craven Park, it's a penalty on halfway to Toulouse, and they get the chance to turn the screws now as Ethan Key-Ward, he engages the defence and takes play into the whole KR half. Hands as a dummy half. It goes back to Rouge now, and he has a runner in that replacement Wallace. He's a hard man to bring down, Wallace. And now it comes back to the left for Taliafoa. Nice offload back to Rouge. And now the ball goes behind Ulberg. He has to go back for it. Referee says knock on. Referee says knock on. Referee says knock on. Porcelli it was. He chimed into the back line. He passed and went over the shoulder of Ulberg. And to me, that is not a knock on. That is not a knock on. That's worthy of a captain's challenge, I think. But yeah, that was... Look, the ball went over his shoulder. I thought that was a very harsh call from referee Matty Lynn to give the scrum feed to Hull KR. Some 20 metres right in centre field, 20 metres from their own line. It comes out in their favour. And Tom Davies comes in off his wing for a run. Arms in the air from Jez Lennon. And now we come back to the open side through Luckily plays the ball quickly, and it goes back to Tom Amone. Tom Amone has a bustling charge on the right-hand channel. And Sewell Group Craven Park just short of halfway. Very poor pass at a dummy half from Jez Lennon. Went forward anyway. It was intended for Penahiku, and they are self-destructing a little bit. 20 minutes to go here on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. It is Toulouse 12, Hull KR 6, Toulouse 12, Hull KR 6. And this could be the beginning of the end for a title defence, really, with St Helens, who look like missing the playoffs for the first time in Super League history, having a whiff now of redemption. They are only 2 points behind Hull KR. And Hull KR trying to get 2 points out of this game. The ball comes out of the scrum in favour of Toulouse, and Laguerre, who had a great run. Jeez, it's a highlights reel run it was for Laguerre for that try from Troppis a short time ago. And now it's Taliafoa in centre field. Turns his back on the defence, takes play to the quarterway line. And now it comes back to a fellow whose name we've called a lot since he's come on, Wallace. He had a good run. And now Lacan on the left, a little dab over the top. He's got a chaser inside. There's a bit of it. Oh, he's held up the chaser, claiming he got the ball. It was Belmas. Belmas chasing Anthony Marion chasing the kick. Referee Lynn says no try, did not get it down, held up according to the ref. But it was brilliant little play there from Lacan. He put a little dab over the defensive line, and he had Anthony Marion, just inside. The question is whether he was onside. I think he was on the Cheers Boston replay. So we've just got to check it now and see if indeed he got the ball down. And geez, that would set the cat amongst the East Hull pigeons, wouldn't it? So on the Cheers Boston replay, it's Morg who turns around, tries to clean up the kick. It bounces, and Marion, he's got his arms out. He's not sure if he's going to be making a tackle on his countryman Morg, or whether he's going to be chasing the kick as we continue to watch the Cheers Boston replay. And now the ball on the replay bounces into the arms of Marion. He can't believe his luck. Perfect bounce. He tries to step Morg, and he's got the ball in his right arm, trying to get it down between the posts. So it's going to be an easy conversion if his try is allowed. Now I reckon the replay will not be enough to overturn the referee's decision. It appears that Marion has grounded the ball on Morg's knee, but the question is, did it touch the turf? I think I could see it on the ground. As we continue to look at the Cheers Boston replay. It's on the ground. I think the referee decision is going to be overturned. I think there's enough here for James Vella to overturn the view of on-field referee Matty Lynn. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife at Sewell Group Craven Park now as James Vella has a look at this, and we'll see what the decision is. This is a decision is going to be overturned. It's going to be overturned. The try is going to be given. It's the right decision. Anthony Marion with the try. And the amazing thing about that is that the whole season it has been the Toulouse side and their coach, Sylvain Houlez, believing that the bounce of the ball goes against them in every game. And you watch a lot of the games and you can see where he's coming from. But this is a crucial on-field decision overturned. Anthony Marion thought to have been held up by Hokayar as he chased that little kick from Lacan. And on the replay, and I agree with the video referee, James Vella, you can see the ball on the ground on the Cheers Boston replay. You can see it on the ground. It is a try, and the gauntlet has been well and truly thrown down by Toulouse Olympique on the Catalans Sports Tours scoreboard with 17 minutes remaining at Sewell Group Craven Park. It's 16-6, Toulouse leading Hokayar with a kick to come from in front from Cesar Rouge, and I will call that kick for you. He's moving in to strike the ball now, and the ball's over the post. 17 minutes to go on the Cheers Boston. Well, that's the Cheers Boston replay for the kick, and on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, it's 18-6 Toulouse leading Hokayar. 18-6 Toulouse over Hokayar, and this will be a massive upset for the boys from Toulouse, who have, they've had a good first season back in Super League. This would be their 8th win. It'd be the 9th loss for Hokayar. Toulouse with the ball now. Let's keep with the action, eh? See if they can add any more points. See what happens here. Laguerre, he has a run at the back. Hands is at dummy half. Hands looking for a runner. And I think he might have found it in that replacement Wallace, who's getting through a mountain of work now. Hands out of dummy half. And it's a confident hooker's run, throws a dummy, engages the defence of Charles. And now using the short side is Lacan! And it looks like it was a half break from Stefani. Almost got the ball away. They're free running now, the Toulouse boys, as Rouge kicks to the wing of Burgess. Burgess loses it, drops it. It ends up back in the hands of Ethan Keyward, it looks like. And this is a chance now. It's Wallace with the ball. A chance to put Hokayar to bed. They are defending their line. They are white-knuckling it in defence now as Toulouse spin the ball from right to left, change the point of attack back to Marion, and he's tackled by Charles down low. Right under the post now is Hands. Hands sends another player hurtling at the upright in Wallace. And will they score another one here? The ball goes Rouge. He passes over the top to Olberg, and Olberg scores! Olberg scores. Toulouse are in again, and they lead the world champions by possibly a match-winning margin. It's a try to Paul Olberg. And on the Cheers Boston replay, it's a wonderful overhead pass from Cesar Rouge, and he couldn't do anything else but score. The Cook Islands international Paul Olberg. And on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, Toulouse 22, Hokayar 6. Toulouse 22, Hokayar 6. You're on Rugby League Hub. My name's Steve Mascott. Thanks for joining us on this coverage. And wow, it's an exciting game and an amazing result upcoming. Perhaps the 8th win of the year for Toulouse. And they did beat St Helens away 45-0 earlier in the year. But beating the world champions on their home dunghill, it's got to be up there with that win. What an amazing performance it's been in the second half. And you know what I've liked about it is that they weren't discouraged by failing to convert opportunities in the first half. They really turned the screws on Hull KR in the first half, and they didn't get much for it. It was 6-all at half-time as Rouge now moves in, strikes the ball. He's 10 metres in from touch on the left, and he misses. So on the Catalans Sports Tours scoreboard, with 13 minutes remaining, the world champs Hull KR have it all to do. They trail Toulouse 22 points to 6. 22 points to 6. What a scoreline. What a scoreline it is. And as I look at the record this year for Paul Alberg, and there's a lot of pressure put on Toulouse from the kickoff. Paul Alberg, he's scored 7 tries this year. That's his 18th try, his 19th appearance of the year. The Auckland-born, bald-headed winger, and he's got the ball right now, playing the ball in centre field. And Marion has a bit of a run, and they're wrestling with him. He's not going to let go of that footy. And the referee says, go back and play it again. Minchella's back on. James Romanos is on the field. John Taliafoa is gone. Romanos. So he'll get through a fair bit of work, and perhaps from a defensive point of view, he can lock things down a little bit as Toulouse go on the attack again. And they just rumble through Romanos down the centre of the field. It's the last tackle. The ball goes back to Rouge on the right. And underneath it is, well, the ball has ended up back. Oh, it's a fumble, and the ball's kept alive on the right. Alberg's got it again. So the kick was fumbled by Joe Burgess, and Toulouse have it again, and they spread it from left to right. They have their feet on the throat of Hull KR right now as Belmas is ragdolled. He's roughed up in centre field. It comes back to Lacan, and Lacan has a runner off his left in Laguerre. And Hands is in a dummy half now. He's got a number of options. He goes to the open side, and it looks like it's Jassam with the ball. He plays it, and now it comes out to the left. There's plenty of space. It's a little kick. It's a poor kick. It's a poor kick from Lacan, and he apologises to his... He had them on the ropes. He apologises to his teammates because it went right in the arms, a slips catch from Jack Charles. Wow, that was it. That was game, set, and match there. And now it's a double up because it's a penalty to Hull KR in centre field, and they will attempt to dig themselves out of this gigantic French hole. How big is the hole? It is a 16-point hole on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard with 11 minutes remaining. It's Toulouse 22, the world champs, Hull KR 6. Jez Litton with the ball now. He's a dummy half, and it comes back to the open side through Minchella. It gets involved. And also there's Hampshire involved as well. Hull KR with the footy in centre field through the winger in Davies, and they haven't gone far there. Now a dummy half is Martin. Martin comes back to the right through Charles, and they're trying to play some razzle-dazzle footy, trying to get themselves back into this game. Luckily with the ball on the right now, Amon, a couple of passes infield. He beat one defender in Belmas. We get to the end of the set, and Charles gets the kick away. And it's Pacelli is well fielded, and there's a complaint that a chaser was taken out, but the referee, Matty Lynn, says play on. He's had a decent game, Matty Lynn, a couple of little decisions I'd quibble, but he's in the clear now. We've got a clean break from Toulouse, and heading for the corner is Tropis. He's going to score, and the game's over. Tropis with a brilliant individual try from his own side, halfway. You wouldn't believe it, a brilliant individual try, and Toulouse are going to leave the home of the world champions with 2 competition points. They're going to register their 8th win of the year. They're going to end a 4-match losing streak on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard. It is Toulouse 26, Hull KR 6, and it was a kick from Charles on the Cheers Boston replay. It was fielded at the back, and there was a claim that a defender was taken out chasing, but the tackle took place. It was play on, said Matty Lynn. And it was a pass, one off the ruck to Tropis. He palmed off one, he palmed off two, he beat a third, and then he beats a fourth with a desperate, despairing tackle. And it is a try to Romeo Tropis. What a try it was to him, and what a scalp this is for the Toulouse Olympic team on the Catalan Sports Tour scoreboard. It is 26-6, Toulouse over Hull KR. The fans are starting to leave Sewell Group Craven Park. There is a kick to come. Amazing scenes here in East Hull, and an amazing result is coming your way. And now, Rouge moves in, strikes the ball and misses from just outside the left upright. It stays 26-6. And Tropis is going, what are you doing to me? I score almost next to the post and you can't even kick it from there. What's wrong with you? But quite an amazing individual try there. And Laguerre's try earlier was a special one as well. So Romeo Tropis, the 20-year-old centre, made his debut only last year in the first team, and 20, that's not surprising. And it's a penalty to Hull KR with the ball pounced on in an offside position from the kickoff. And Ryan Hampshire believes, with 7 minutes remaining and 20 points the difference, that this game can still be won. We've got a captain's challenge now. There's an argument from Toulouse that, Matty Lynn's view of that incident was not the correct one. So let's see what happens here. But this game is as good as over, and what a result it's going to be for the mighty Toulouse Olympique. So we'll try to take you through the deliberations between Matty Lynn and his video referee, James Vella. Was there an obstruction? Did Olberg take out a chaser? Burgess fell over, and the question is whether that was playing for the penalty. So if we look at we're all looking at the Cheers Boston replay now, right? So Laguerre went up for the kick on the Cheers Boston replay, and the question is whether Olberg took out Burgess or whether they were all competing for the ball. That's what's being decided. But if you're just joining us, an amazing scoreline, and I haven't made an error on the panel here. It is indeed 26-6 Toulouse over the world champions Hull KR, and Hull KR clinging to their spot in the top 6 by their fingernails. So Sam Luckley with the ball now. Now, the on-field decision was upheld. So Hull KR trying to peg back a few points here with Sam Luckley, as I said, with the ball. They've brought on some reinforcements in Gorman. Gorman's come onto the field, and now they spread the ball to the left. Looks like Bill Leyland. I don't know Bill Leyland. That would be because of the concussion that we had in the first half to Dean Hadley. So Bill Leyland is on the field as well. Oh, and they've stuffed up the play the ball. Incorrect play the ball. Penalty to Toulouse Olympique, and with 6 minutes remaining in the second half in the game, it's Toulouse 26, Hull KR 6 on the Cheers Boston replay. And now, kick for touch. And it's going to be a tap, and Lacan has it now. And he gives it back to Belmas. And now in centre field, it's Toulouse on the attack. Confident running. They're just going to want to close this down, get a kick into the corner and tackle like their hearts depend on it. They're up by 20. Toulouse 26, Hull KR 6. And now it's Hands at dummy half. And he finds Rouge. And now they keep the ball alive. There's maybe a late tackle there. Jassom ended up with the ball. And he got halfway through a gap. And now we come back from right to left and do Toulouse. Through Lacan. And Lacan has a runner there in Rouge. And Rouge ends up just going to ground. Just goes to ground. Almost a voluntary tackle. Last tackle. Hands back to Lacan. Lacan with the kick. Who's underneath it? Oh, it's been tapped back, and it's still a Toulouse ball. Oh, and it's a tunnel ball between the legs. The ball's still alive, the arm's still in the air, and now he's going to be another kick from Rouge. He kicks to Olberg's wing, and he outnumbered his Burgess on that side, and in the end, it's going to end up in the arms of Gorman. And that was all, well, that was effervescent play that we've come to expect. Oh, the ball's been lost. The ball's been lost. Toulouse have it deep in Hull KR territory. But the referee says something awry happened as the ball was jolted loose. Romanos ended up with the football. Referee Matty Lynn wants to pack a scrum. 4 minutes to go at Sewell Group Craven Park, and it's Toulouse 26, Hull KR 6. Toulouse 26, Hull KR 6. And they are a better team away from home than they are at home. Rouge will feed the scrum. And it comes out the back, and at the rear of the scrum is Hands. And Lacan has a runner off his left shoulder. And that runner is Tropis, the try scorer, double try scorer, I think. And he is tackled, or it's actually Hands tackled, right in front of the Hull KR post. And now they're just sending bullets at the defensive line, straight arrowing in at the defence behind the ruck. And Lacan spreads it to the right to Rouge. Rouge has a runner inside in Porcelli. Porcelli's tackled in centre field once more. And they're building up a bit of shape on the left. But Hands decides to go to the right. It throws the ball on the ground. It gets knocked on. Gets hacked through by a player who, in Porcelli, who believes he's got a try. But I think there was a knock-on in there. Porcelli lead up a few minutes with 3 minutes to go. It's still 26-6 to lose over Hull KR. Referee Matty Lynn says he has no try. The ball was on the ground. It was bouncing around, and it was towed through. But I believe it was towed through after a knock-on by the Toulouse men. So let's have a look at the Cheers Boston replay. Brendan Hands. He goes in to gets a desperate late offload away, and James Vella's slowing that down. But in the attempt to pick it up, might be Tropis. In the attempt to pick it up, he appears to have fumbled it. The question is, did it go forward or backwards? I thought live action, it definitely went forward, and I think this replay will prove that. Well, actually, he actually did propel it backwards on the Cheers Boston replay. It was propelled backwards, but then if it bounced, it will be a tough call to allow to overrule Matty Lynn. But in any case, the ball is still, they're still looking at the knock-on as referee, or video referee Vella, which is not a good sign for Toulouse. Because once they go forward, once they start looking at the kick and the put down, then you know, I think it's going to be awarded. But right now, on the Cheers Boston replay, they're just toggling whether it was a knock-on or not. Now they're looking at the rest of it, So this try could be given. They're now looking at the rest of it. And it is Porcelli who gets a hand to it. And the try looks like it might be given. The try may in fact be given. Video referee says decision pending. Porcelli try! The try is given! And on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, it ticks over once more to 30 points to 6. 30 points to 6. What an amazing scoreline. 30 points to 6. Toulouse 30, Hull KR 6. Toulouse 30, Hull KR 6. And now on the Cheers Boston replay, you can see Luke Porcelli just sees the ball sitting on the ground there in front of him. He hacks it through, and I really thought that the ball was propelled backwards by Jassom, but referee thought otherwise. Video referee thought otherwise anyway. And now Cesar Rouge will line up this conversion attempt from right in front of the post. Moves in, strikes it, and the goal is good with 2 minutes left at the Sewell Group Craven Park. It is Toulouse 32, Hull KR 6. One of the proudest days in Toulouse's short Super League history, I would kindly submit. Toulouse 32, Hull KR 6. And they get the ball back from the kickoff, and Gorman scores in the right-hand corner. It's a try to Hull KR, and one positive for the home team today. They get the ball back from the kickoff. The youngster Gorman chases it down the left wing and scores in the left corner. Let's have a look at the Cheers Boston replay from the kickoff. Gorman, the ball's allowed to bounce. It's tapped back by Toulouse. Ends up in the arms of, looks like Minchella, and Minchella gets it to the flying wingman, Gorman, who traces the left touchline and scores a try. And on the Cheers Boston replay, it's a great piece of work from Gorman. And it's his first appearance of the year. The 21-year-old born in Hull, first appearance of the year, gets a try. Good on him. And the scoreline is 32-10. 32-10. That is Toulouse over Hull KR, and there's less than 2 minutes remaining. And Reece Martin will line up this kick. Good try from Gorman. Good reflexes. And Minchella also. But, that is a lottery. A short kickoff. You're the defending or the receiving team. They're bearing down on you and you punch the ball into the air. It's a 50-50 play. And it didn't go Toulouse's way on that occasion. So there's a lot of breaks before conversions in this game. And I don't know if that's because they're reviewing the tries. There's a 1 minute kick countdown. So, but you'd imagine Reece Martin, I don't know, he's not going to win the game, is he? Reece Martin is successful. And so on the Catalan Sports Tours scoreboard, it is 32-12, Toulouse 32, Hull KR 12, in a boil-over result at Sewell Group Craven Park. You're a Rugby League Carbon. Stay tuned, because straight after this, more or less, we've got the final game of the day in Super League, where it's Catalans at home to Hull FC. Maybe going to get a French double. But also a chance for revenge for the Hull FC former coach, John Cartwright, whose services were dispensed with at Hull FC halfway through the year. So, got 3 games of quite a bit of significance. Rouge now getting us back underway. The ball goes back to the right side, and Jack Charles passes back to Tom Amone. A couple of brilliant runs. I mean, this right-hand side defence in broken play has been found wanting a bit by Hull FC as Ryan Hampshire tries to get into the clear, but is unable to do so. We're counting down. We're in the final minute shortly, and we've got a boil over result for you people. It's 32-12 Toulouse over Hull KR. And now Jez Linton's a dummy half, and he passes back to the open side to Hampshire. And now it's Reece Martin with the ball. 40 seconds left in this game. Gorman, the try scorer, dummy half. Back to Charles. He's in his own quarter. Not a good kick. Not a good kick. Lands short of halfway. Ends up in the hands of Troppis, who's been more than a handful today. And Toulouse will just play out this half. Yep, there's 15 seconds left in this half. And they will come away with a famous victory, 32-12 at Hull KR, as they keep the ball alive on the right. It's a cut-out pass out to Laguerre and Key Ward, in fact. And they went left to right, they now come right to left. And they are creating an overlap, but a little kick was put in there by Chasson, reverse soccer kick. And the ball is eventually hacked by Broadbent over the sideline. And that is the end of the section, ladies and gentlemen. And I've got another commentary to get to air, so I won't linger. But I'll tell you that the tries: Romeo Troppis in the 56th and 70th, Matthew Chasson in the 30th, Anthony Marion in the 61st, Paul Ulberg in the 65th, Luke Puselli in the 74th. Cesar Rouge kicking 4 goals. And for Hull KR, their tries coming from Elliot Minchella in the 35th minute and Louis Gorman in the 80th. And it was Reece Martin kicking 2 goals. And that's it from this coverage of Super League on rugbyleaguehub.com. Coming up in about half an hour, we'll have Catalans up against Hull FC.